Okie dokie, we have another replay here. This one from Sipa and Anti-Kaiju, Bretonnia versus Kislev. Kislev taking 0 DLC units, but Bretonnia did get nerfed. Do have a Grail Knight. They're still very good. Even after the nerfs, they're quite good. King Lewin Lankur up in the sky. Very powerful lord, has his own self-healing. 2 Knights of the Realm. Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis, Knights Errant with Frenzy. Companions of Quenel's Questing Knights, Regiment of Renown that gives them bonus versus large, and of course the Grail Knights of old. We have a bunch of men-at-arms, we have a bunch of peasant mobs, a Damsel of Life, and a Grail release. So, there are 2 archers. 2 archers, peasant bowmen, both with fire arrows to reduce healing. On the side of Kislev, we have 4 armored Kossars, 4 Kossars with spears, 2 bear riders, one of which is the Oath Brothers of Tor. We have Kistalton for his AoE buffs and healing. And then Ulrika with Melkos Mystifying Miasma as her only spell. Oh, wow. There's a vanguarded Kossovite dervish that was hiding till now. Well, we'll see if he even gets involved in the fight. Because he is very far away and he hasn't started moving just yet. Dervishes absolutely destroy that Grail Relic. My god. Okay, well, that thing's going to start routing pretty quickly. Warbear Riders holding back for now, waiting for Knights to get involved if they can countercharge. And the Kislevite front line is fine, doesn't need their help. Here come the Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis. With their Frenzy, the Knights Errant plow into the Kossars with spears. They do have charge reflection, so they didn't take that much damage on the attack. And Warbear Riders are here to catch the Defenders and do a lot of damage to them. Archers are firing in. It looks like they're firing at the Oath Brothers of Tor. And Grail Knights are already suffering a little bit of Melkos Mystifying Miasma. And man, the Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis are getting torn apart. Good lord. Kossovite dervishes in the distance still haven't started moving. Could be a bit of a whoopsie. And some of the Bretonnian cav is milling about, trying to figure out where to go and what to do. These guys had movement orders, they just weren't following them for a little bit. And Lewin has landed to help his Grail Knights, who are also getting regrowth. But the Oath Brothers of Tor are here. They have plus 40 melee attack from the Tor Battle Hymn, and I imagine they've getting some healing soon from Kistalton with Silix Lullaby. Oh. Those Grail Knights are not having a good time. They got blinded by the Oath Brothers of Tor special ability, and they get hit with a Melkots. That regrowth is not going to save them from all that damage. Those boys are going down. Lewin's chasing around Kistalton, doing some decent damage. The Oath Brothers of Tor do right off those Grail Knights. And what is this now? Oh! These guys were blinded by Ulrika's thing, and Ulrika's blinded stacks with the Oath Brothers blinded? That's kind of crazy. Okay, well that's insane. Lewin's stats are getting debuffed now, and the Damsel has even come over to help him. Meanwhile, elsewhere, the other Warbear Riders are trying to get involved as the companions of Quenel's come lurking out of the woods, and the Kossovite dervishes in the distance have gotten orders to come over here. We'll see what they end up doing. But more bears to the fight. Lewin is taking some serious damage. So are the armored Kossars around here, though. It's not a one-sided affair at all, and the companions of Quenel's do get their side charge onto these other Warbear Riders. And they should do okay. Should is a pretty key word. I don't know why I struggle to get the companions of Quenel's to ever do very much, but some players can make them work as peasants continue to rain in fire. Now, so far, the 2 Bretonnian peasants have been left alone. Those dervishes might have something to say about that eventually, but it's taken them a while to get here. Oath Brothers of Tor did manage to hold on. Maybe they can get some healing from Kistalton. He still has 2 uses of Silix Lullaby. So if they can stick close to him, maybe they can still be effective in this game. But Lewin's going to try to have none of that. He dives straight into them. Ooh, he's actually going for Ulrika and getting good damage out. He's even getting a regrowth, which is strange for Lewin. Normally, Lewin doesn't get any healing. He just uses his own and regrowth to go towards the elite knights. Kossovite dervishes are here. There are some knights at the realm position that could dive back there and deal with them. It looks like they will try to, but the dervishes already smoked one of the peasant archers. Another peasant archer is just getting shot. Silix Lullaby and Tor's Battle Hymn popped on both these bears. Ooh, somehow this bear did not get the healing. That's unfortunate. Kislev's going to be very sad about that. Kislev is quite up on the balance of power, though. I tend to agree. Things are going very well for them. Knights of the Realm dueling against these dervishes, but all the while getting shot in the back by the little pistols of the armored Kossars. And all damage is good damage. Knights of the Realm taking a Melkots from Ulrika on their way in. The Oath Brothers of Tor and the other bears still here, but the companions of... Wait, no, those are the Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis. The first Knights that got mega destroyed. They're back, baby! They're trying to take out those Warbear Riders with the melee defense debuff of the Sword of Corone. They're actually pretty low. Warbear Riders routing. The Oath Brothers of Tor are already terror routed. The regular Warbear Riders just hanging in there for now. Gestalten dives back onto King Lewin. The bears have hung on for now. For now being a keyword, they are very, very close to dead. And a regrowth is going for the Knights of the Realm in the distance. Just trying to keep any cavalry alive for the late game. Cossars of Spears firing at Lewin. His heal cap's got to be right around the corner with how much healing he has received. And the Damsel of Life gets left behind. But the Cossars of Spears taking a lot of damage from these peasants that are in the trees. And Lewin is back, diving onto Ulrika. Gestalten's going to rejoin the fight against him, and there's his healing cap right at the top as Gestalten plows into the back of him. And these Cossars with Spears, man, they're shooting at point-blank range. They can't possibly miss unless they just don't fire. Okay, that's acceptable. That's an acceptable thing to do as soon as I start talking about you. In the distance, armored Cossars getting dragged down by Knights of the Realm and men-at-arms. But Ulrika manages to finish off the Damsel of Life. Well, at least get her routing. Won't kill her just yet. Both brothers of Tor fire off one last shot of their ability before routing. It's literally one of them, and he is shattered. More pistol fire into Lewin, really whittling down the King of Bretonnia. The Damsel of Life is going to be let go. As Ulrika and Gestalten try and sprint all the way back here, I think they should have probably stuck on the Damsel. They were never going to catch Lewin. Okay. Maybe they didn't want to get isolated. And she is a foot damsel, so she can be distressingly hard to kill. Lewin is back on the ground. Ulrika's firing at him. Armored Cossars will probably also focus that way soon. In the background, companions of Quenelles are busy chasing off these other warbear riders that actually could potentially return home. And peasants are closing in. The glorious peasant tide. Melkoth specifying miasma hitting Knights of the Realm that's also getting regrowth at the same time. And not killing that damsel is coming back to haunt them already. Gestalten continues to fight Lewin whenever he lands. Kislev is still very far ahead on the balance of power. Armored Cossars fighting against the damsel and these men-at-arms. And Ulrika's charging back in. Looks like she wants a piece of Lewin, though the Knights of the Realm have rejoined the fight. Silvik's Lullaby and Tor's Battle Hymn pop, so she's getting some healing right now and some buffs, but she took like a double hit from Lewin there. Not super sure how that worked, but it looks like he hit her twice. Hits her again, but not at the same, twice at the same time as I was talking about earlier. He's attacked 4 times. He's hit all 4 times. Her 46 melee defense ain't doing shit for her right now, as Lewin's 36 melee attack just kept hitting. Interesting. Some good RNG for him. The lady's blessing indeed. Stand your ground is popped for him now, though, while he tries to run away. And Ulrika's probably fine with that, just wants to get back to her people for now. Does she have the hunger? No, so she has no form of passive healing. She just needs Gestalten's healing. Dervishes are back. Melkoth's onto those Knights of the Realm. We've seen them get Melkoths and regrowths, and Melkoths and regrowth. Balance Power starting to think Bretonnia might have a shot, and I do agree. Kislev's running out of infantry. And Ulrika continues to fire at Lewin. So with 15% missile resistance and then 50% ward save, he's kind of just ignoring her. Gets a nice charge attack onto her. Swings again, but that time's not going to hit. And a bear plows into him. The Lion Shield trying to protect him from missiles and spell resistance and all that stuff like that. But blinded from Ulrika's lowering his stats down to 26 melee defense. And he gets off the ground yet again. I feel like in patch 4.0, it's much easier for single entities to start flying again. Knights of the Realm finally rout. These peasants in the trees have just been shooting forever. Yeah, they're doing great. Lewin retreats to his people. So for Bretonnia, we have 3 units of chaff that aren't super healthy, but they're fine. We have a peasant bowman that's running out of ammo, a damsel, Lewin who's quite low. That's it. For Kislev, we have some Kosovo dervishes who are going to rout any second and shatter. Gestalten's jumping back in, and then Ulrika gets sniped out by Lewin. All of a sudden, the balance power is even, and a regrowth is even thrown onto men-at-arms. That's how much healing has been in this game. Lewin is heal capping. We saw Knight of the Realm almost heal cap. There was healing also onto some other important cavalry early in the game. And there's even a regrowth left over for fucking men-at-arms. Healing is way too cheap. It's too cheap. If you want to nerf healing, probably make it more expensive. You could make it do less heal per cast, but I would vote more expensive because there's just too fucking much. There's just too much. Bounce power finally turns in favor of Bretonnia. Gestalten is getting slapped around even towards Battle Hymn, giving him impressive melee attack stats, but it doesn't really matter. His weapon strength isn't high enough with enough splash damage to clear out all these guys. Gets rid of a men-at-arms, might even get rid of the Knights of the Realm, but he can't beat Lewin. He can't beat these men-at-arms. He can't do it. You just can't. These Knights of the Realm actually hanging out for a surprisingly long time. And as soon as they say that, they start to rout. Stalton is running out of gas. Buyer Blood passive is popped. Army losses has hit, so as soon as the Buyer Blood wears off, he will shatter no matter what. And archers are even going to shoot him on the way out. GG. Bretonnia really scrapping it back with healing, because everybody loves healing. Lewin, 4,050 value. Very, very good run from him. Knights of the Realm, Companions of Quinel's did fine. Grail Knights and these other Knights just did not have a good day. Peasant Archers did amazing. Men-at-Arms did well. Peasant Mobs did what they had to. For Anti-Kaiju, Stalton did good. Elrica did good. Both Bear Riders did fine. Armored Kossars did really, really well, honestly. Kossars with Spears, fine. Classified Dervishes did okay. They tried to just disrupt some archers, and I guess they did that for a bit. Very good game.